What's up, Game of Thrones? It's your boy DJ Wun Wun here, back at you with another recap and review, and this one is Season 6, Episode 8. Can you believe Episode 8? Only a couple more shows left, and it is, man, it wasn't the most exciting show this time around, but man, it was so fun to watch. I loved it. It wasn't like a bunch of deaths and exciting action scenes, but the writing was awesome, the acting was amazing, and so many funny quips and just fan theories debunked. Let's get into it. This week opens up with Lady Crane giving another heartfelt performance, and why do I feel like this is a swan song? As usual, she brings the entire crowd to tears and then exits stage left. She heads backstage to put a little captain in her, and as she's getting ready to pour, she hears a noise coming from behind the curtain. She goes back and pulls it back, and what does it reveal? A broken and bloody Arya. Good thing she knows how to sew. Lady Crane takes Arya back to her place and helps put her back together, and then gives a little backstory on how she too likes the bad boys.
I'm a bad boy.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
I get older, they stay the same age.
Arya fights it, but eventually lets Lady Crane give her some milk of the poppy. You need to sleep if you're gonna heal, and she's gonna need to heal if she's gonna fight that wave. We all know this is far from over.
You're good at that. Where did you learn?
They'd come home, wherever home was that night, stinking of some whore's perfume. So we'd fight.
What happened to the actress? The one who wanted you dead?
Bianca. She'll have a hard time finding work as an actress after what I did to her face. Come with us. What's left for you here?
You wouldn't be safe. Not while she's looking for me.
You got that right, but I really don't think she's going to be safe anyway. The many-faced god is owed a name, and whether it take...
A minute, an hour, a month, death is certain. The time is not.
Arya knows her time is now, and the waif isn't going to stop. She wants to go to the edge of the world. I love the little fourth wall breakdown here. What's west of Westeros? Nobody knows. That's where all the maps stop. Ha! I hear what you're saying. Get some rest while you can, Arya. Across the water and through the woods, and we find Houndbait. I really don't know what this scene really was even for, other than to show us that these guys were all dipshits, and I guess just pretty much deserved to die, and that's what they did. In a very painful fashion. I mean, really? Act like you're gonna make out and then stick a finger up a dude's ass and then sniff it? This scene was completely uncalled for the most part, I think, but at least we got to see the Hound go hatchet man.
Where's the other one? The one with the yellow cloak. Fuck you! Those are your last words. Fuck you. Come on, you can do better. God! You're shit at dying, you know that?
Back across the water, and it looks like Tyrion's gambling marine paid off. The Red Priestess has the whole town a-buzzing, and it looks like things are back to normal. Varys isn't so sure. Varys knows they're going to need friends when they get back to Westeros, so he embarks on a secret mission. Varys and Tyrion say goodbye, and here we get another fourth wall breakdown. I can't very well go off on a secret mission escorted by the most famous dwarf in the city. No, Varys, the most famous dwarf in the world. Yes, you are, Peter. Varys gives one last look like, you smug little shit, but in truth, Tyrion instantly looks lonely. Over to King's Landing, and Qyburn comes in and tells Cersei that there's several members of this church here to see her. Now, he said several, not 7, and when we go outside, there's actually 10 of them out there, so this is definitely no trial by combat. This isn't even the trial, just a summons. Lancel tells her that she's being summoned by the High Sparrow, and she's like, you're out of your mind if you think I'm going back to Baelor's Sept. I'm not leaving the Red Keep, but he's more than welcome to come here and see me. Lancel informs her that this is not a request and starts to walk towards her. The Mountain instantly steps in front of her. He says, tell your man to move aside or there'll be violence. You already know the rest.
I choose violence.
Finally, we get to see the Mountain do some damage. And did you see? I mean, at one point I counted 10 sparrows in that scene. And with all 10 of them, none of them were about to do nothing. The Mountain is as bad as we thought.
Please tell His High Holiness he's always welcome to visit.
Out to River Run. Looks like a siege, milady. You're a genius, Pod. Brienne looks a little hesitant to enter the camp. She's a little nervous about seeing Jaime again. She's not sure what she'll do. You know she wants to kiss him. Up come Lannister Outriders. Hey, maybe now she'll get her chance. Into the camp, and while Brienne meets with Jaime, Podrick waits outside like a good little squire, and somebody snatches him up from behind. Yeah, everybody pretty much called this one. Bronn's here, and he's here to have fun. Ron's got a soft spot for Podrick, and he's also a little envious. He still hasn't forgotten what happened with those prostitutes back in King's Landing.
She's training me to fight. Then how come an old cunt like me can still sneak up and murder you? That's a different sort of fighting. Now, you want to learn that sort of fighting? All right, let's start with your footwork. See how your feet are about a yard apart.
Oh, Pod, I hope you're a fast learner. Brienne cuts a deal with Jaime to get the Blackfish and his men out of there safely and get that whole army up to Sansa so they can try to retake Winterfell. The Blackfish just as stubbornly says, I don't know Sansa, I don't know her signature, and I don't know if this note is real. He has no intentions whatsoever of leaving his home. Like I've said in a past prediction video, there's no way Blackfish is going to take his army up to Winterfell. He doesn't have enough men, and they're a little busy right now. Find a maester and send a raven. Tell her I failed. Back to King's Landing, and Cersei hears there's to be a royal announcement. Why wasn't I notified of this? Smartass Keevan Lannister not missing a beat. There is to be a royal announcement in the throne room. Now you've been informed. Where do you think you're going? To stand by my son. Your spot is in the gallery. Cersei doesn't know what's going on, and she's totally been kept out of the loop, and we haven't even seen the High Sparrow yet. You know this can't be good. Tommen gets up and starts blah blah blahing about being together with the Sept, and uh-oh, here it is. It is by royal decree there will be no more trial by combat. Cersei is screwed. All is looking extremely bleak for Cersei, but Qyburn to the save. Remember that rumor you asked me to check on? My little birds have come back. Is there more? Much, much more. Much more what? Can't wait to find out what these two are talking about. Over to Meereen, and let's have some wine. You seem happy. I am happy, and you should be as well. Tyrion's latest plan with the Red Priestess seemed to have worked, and for now there seems to be peace and prosperity in the streets. Grey Worm says he'll be happy when his queen is back. Missandei as well. Tyrion pours them both a glass of wine and says, why is it you don't drink anyway? Because the masters told you not to? He definitely knows how to get into people's heads and get them to do exactly what he wants them to. He's bored and he wants somebody to drink with now that Varys is gone. Tyrion starts talking about having dreams of after Dany taking over Westeros, him getting his own little land and making his own little wine and his own little vineyard and the Imp's Delight. And these are the kind of dreams and aspirations people start talking about right before they die. That doesn't bode well. He's going to call it the Imp's Delight, but I'm going to call it the Imp's Death. I hate to say it, and Tyrion's one of my very favorite characters, but I really think he's going to die by the end of this season, and that sucks. Missandei, tell us a joke. She claims to not know any jokes. I mean, I don't know how you're going to speak 19 languages and not know any jokes, but hey, I guess that's the way it is. So Tyrion decides to jump in and tell a little joke of his own, and I gotta say, that fly joke was killing me. I actually laughed out loud. Spit it out, you wee little shit. This loosened up Missandei to finally tell a joke of her own, and Grey Worm's not impressed. He says this is the worst joke I've ever heard. She says, you don't even know what a joke is. He says, I soldier for all my life. You think I never hear joke? Tyrion says, you lied to us. Grey Worm says, I make joke. And everybody starts to giggle. You know you're in there now, Grey Worm. You finally got her to laugh. But wait, this is Game of Thrones. You know if they're laughing, that's not... Ah, shit, there's the bells. Here we go. The masters have come for their property. Back over to the siege at River Run, and we see a nice little shot with Jaime and Edmure, and they have a sweet little heart-to-heart. And they're trading shots back and forth, and for the slightest second you think Edmure may be actually getting under Jaime's skin, but then Jaime gets right up in Edmure's face and lets him know what time it is. I will kill every Tully in your family just to get back to Cersei. Don't try him. He is not bluffing. Edmure sees the truth of that in Jaime's eyes and decides to make a deal. Did anybody else notice that there was one form or another of the Reigns of Castamere playing throughout almost this whole episode? Whatever Jaime said to Edmure in that tent must have worked, because Edmure walked right up to the gate, got him to open it, and immediately ceded the castle, even willing to put his uncle that was trying to hold it down for him in fetters and hand him over to the Freys. The Blackfish, to no avail, tells the men don't listen to Lord Edmure, but he is their true lord and they are bound by oaths. The Blackfish sees the writing on the wall, and all he has left to do is get Brienne and Pod out of the castle safe and try not to make too much of a fool of himself as he gives himself a good death fighting till the end. While floating away, Brienne looks back and notices Jamie up on the ramparts. They wave goodbye, and this very well may be the very last time they see each other. Some people might end up complaining about not being able to see the Blackfish fight or how he went out or seeing his death, but I'm glad they didn't show his death. The Blackfish is a legend. We didn't need to see his gory or lame death. Let him have some respect and go out on top like a champ. The Masters are back and they mean business. Tyrion can't stop apologizing. No more talking from you. Your talking gave us this. Everyone hears an extra loud rumble on the roof. It's so loud it shakes the chandelier. They don't know what's going on. They go outside with knives drawn. Dany's back and she does not look happy. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that scene.
Okay.
The fuck you doing here?
Chasing them. You?
Hanging them.
Any particular reason?
They're our men. Well, they were.
I knew Dondarrion and Thoros didn't completely flip their script. There's no way they just went stone cold evil like that. This episode's doing a great job at shooting down a bunch of crazy fan theories.
They attacked a nearby sept and murdered the villagers. Why do you want them?
Same reason. I was helping build it. They killed a friend of mine.
You've got friends.
Not anymore.
I really have to say, for the most part, I just love the writing of this episode. It made me laugh out loud a lot, and it made me smile for most of the time. It was just unbelievable. Without a lot of action, it really was a good episode. Dondarrion seems to feel the Hound's pain and goes ahead and lets him hang two of the people. The Hound wants to chop him up, but Thoros says we're not butchers. Hanging? Where's the punishment in that? It's all over in an instant. They die. We all die, except for that one there. So clever and entertaining. The Hound kicks two logs and Dondarrion kicks one, and while one man's still dangling and jiggling, the Hound takes his shoes and puts it up to his foot like, oh yeah, that'll fit, and takes his shoes off him before he's even dead. That was stone cold ruthless. You got any chicken? Thoros and Dondarrion figure it's about time for Clegane to join him. He says he's not much of a joiner. He's tried joining before, it didn't work out. Dondarrion says you're a fighter. You've tried walking away from a fight before. How'd that work out? Good and bad, young and old, the things they're gonna fight will destroy them all alike. And hey ladies, how about that Sandor cockshot without warts? And in back-to-back weeks, Clegane gets told it's not too late for him. Arya wakes up, and of course the Waif found her, and you knew Lady Crane wasn't gonna make it. No matter how great an actress she was, the many-faced god will have his due, and he's owed a name. But man, did it have to be so gruesome.
If you'd have done your job, she would have died painlessly.
That is true. If Arya would have done the job, she would have died painlessly, because obviously Arya would have shown compassion and let her die painlessly. The Waif, like I said, she just seems to like to torture people. She likes her job a little too much. Enough small talk. Arya, run! Arya is literally in a race for her life, and I don't know how she didn't bust open all those stitches when she hit the ground from that big jump, but, like I said, it's a race for her life. I just hope she gets the needle before the Waif gets her. Run, Arya, run!
Haven't we been through this already? That won't help you.
Finally, a girl is no one.
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell, and I'm going home.
Times have changed, the times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same.
First lesson, sticking with the pointy end.
Could be right, I could be wrong. It hurts so bad, it's been so long.
Your name is?
Arya.
Listen to me, boy.
I'm a girl.
Boy, girl. You are a sword.
So there you have it, and you heard it right from the horse's mouth. Arya's coming home. She's had enough, making her way back to Westeros, and it's about time. Now, if she can just put a bug in Dany's ear and have her do the same thing, we'll be on our way. Yeah, all in all, that was a pretty good show. I think out of 1 out of 10, I'd give it a 7.9. I mean, like I said, there wasn't a lot of action. There wasn't a bunch of crazy deaths, except for the Hound going batshit, but that was just a great episode. I mean, the writing, it was witty, it was fun. I mean, everything about it was just a great Game of Thrones episode. And you know all the action is coming in next too, so I can wait 1 more week, 2 more episodes, that's it. And then what? Then we gotta wait for how long again? Ay, ay, ay. But it's Game of Thrones, what can you do? Enjoy it while it's here. So I guess until next time, game on.